Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? I hope you're all doing very, very well. I genuinely do. I sincerely hope we're all having a good time and getting by, just being happy, healthy, and as prosperous as we can possibly be in a world crippled by, the cost of living crisis, an energy crisis, and in the UK, strikes on every single street. Everybody's on strike. Everybody. Even the people on strike are on strike from being on strike. It's strike, strike, strike. It's a crazy old time. Welcome to the Monday Magazine episode on the Kilt-Man channel. This is only a fairly recent sort of addition to the channel. And it's basically just on a Monday, we just kind of sit back, kick off our shoes and just have a drink. If you've got one, regular viewers know. They should come prepared. There you go. Cheers, y'all. And we just sort of talk about stuff, just stuff in general. There might be movies in there might be current events in there. There'll always be a pet peeve of mine and a shout out or two, and just things that are going on, things which are concerning us. Okay, I'll limit that down and be more succinct. Things that are concerning me, because it's my show, so it's all the things that are on my mind. Now, I'll be honest, I'm recording this really late on Monday, so by the time you get to see this, it's probably going to be Tuesday. I do apologise, but other things have happened and I just didn't get around to doing this. And those other things would be, well, you guys know it, it's the missing Nicky Bully from Lancashire. St Michael's on wire, went missing 11 days ago now. We're going to be fast approaching the 12th day. And now we've finally got the specialist team who wanted to be there from day one. They're finally there now. They've done an air reconnoitre of the entire stretch of the River Wyre, which runs for 48 kilometres. Hang on, let's get this right. 48 kilometres, 25 miles, something like that. It's quite a long, meandering, winding river. So there's a lot of ground to cover. So what they've done, these experts have gone in and they've flown over it up and down just to get their bearings and really work out, right, get the lie of the land and the lee of the sea. And they're going to then go in with their absolute finite sonar equipment. This is the best sonar equipment known this side of submarine sonar. These guys can pick up a fingernail. They know exactly where to find things, and this equipment will hone in on something finite as that, and that will lead them to, hopefully, or rather hopefully not, we don't want them to find the missing Nicky Bully. We don't want them to find her in the river, because if they find her in the river, she's dead. So they want to draw a blank. We didn't find her there, she's not there, which means she's somewhere else and could still be alive. That's what we want. Now, that story has dominated my channel for the last 10, 11 days. So, and it will do continually until we get some resolution on this. So, but I've covered that. So that's its own thing. But let's also remember Julian Sands is missing as well. Actor Julian Sands went missing on Friday the 13th of January. In the San Gabriel Mountains, 40 miles north of Los Angeles. I did videos on this. And he went missing in the Baldy Bowl area of Baldy Mountain, where a place he knew really well. He lives out in LA and he'd gone out there for a day's hike with only enough rations for a day. In all honesty, you would, knowing the weather was so bad, he would have had rations for, he'd have extra rations. You always have extra rations, always. So enough to have lasted another day, certainly, in case he got held up overnight. But he's been held up for, well, quite a long time now. Avalanches and all sorts of bad weather set in, hampering the rescue missions, and there is still no sign of poor Julian Sands. So that's ongoing as well. His case, I will say, is far less mysterious than Nicky Bully's, which is as odd as they come. It really is. But Julian Sands went up into some would say recklessly, but he was an experienced hiker and mountaineer. He knew that area well. He's been to every mountain range in the world. He's been to really, really savage wilderness areas. He's an adventurer. As well as being an actor, he's an adventurer, and he's done it all in his life. So it's second nature to him. But he still ventured out somewhere where the weather clearly got the better and cut off adrift, perhaps having had a fall. Who knows? They found nothing. Nothing. So chances there are incredibly slim. But it's funny how that happened, and I reported on that, and then sort of 2 weeks afterwards we got Nicky Bully going missing, only 30 miles away from where I'm sitting right now, in even more strange circumstances. So yeah, I had to report upon it, and it's ongoing. Anyway, let's still pray for happy outcome for both scenarios, as much as we can pray for it. Like, that's what we can do, really, isn't it? So anyway, right, so that's dominated a lot of the channel. It's dominated a lot of my time and everyone's time. It's all over the news at the moment. So right, our shout out. I'm going to give a shout out to Steve 007 Smith. Steve 007 Smith is the great benefactor, the super channel contributor, the guy that bestows upon us great artwork such as that, and the things you see up there and over there, Flash Gordon, and things cropping into view over to the side. He sends fabulous canvas artwork. He sent me one of my favourite props of all time, if not my favourite prop of all time. A replica of the original Wolfman, silver wolf-headed cane from 1941's The Wolfman, with Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman. Claude Rains playing his dad, and the prop cane is just, it's to die for. And he found someone in the States who could make it and coat it in silver, an exact reproduction of the design of the snarling wolf, sort of leaping wolf with. Now I'm saying it, I should have brought it out, shouldn't I? But it's actually, it's in another wing of the Kilt Mansion, so quite a long way away at the moment. But the pentagram is on there as well. It's just an amazing bit of kit. And Steve's been a good friend of mine for many years now, and he's not been too well of late. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but I wish him all the best. I'm sure we all do, because we've all, the numerous videos I've done, hundreds of videos I've done, unveiling these fabulous artworks which he's put together. It's just, it beggars belief, and it's massively humbling. He's a great fella, and he's just not too well at the moment. He will get through it. He will. In fact, I think he's fighting back pretty well at the moment. So, let's all club together and wish him all the best, because we need him. God knows we need him. There's still about 3 or 4 cubic millimeters of space left on the Kilt Mansion walls where there's no canvas artwork. So we still need you, Steve. We need you, Steve. We've got to cover. Can you see the background there? That horrible sort of ochre yellow Saharan sand coloured wall. Got to cover all that up with fabulous movie artwork, and you're the man. So a big shout out there to Steve 007 Smith. Okay, what's next? Ooh, well, we've had the snow moon. The snow moon is still arisen right now. The snow moon, big full moon, and this one's called the snow moon. And the sunset yesterday in the UK, and probably all around Europe, Northern Europe, and certainly to America as well, was spectacular. the colours, the sun was dipping down, and you had orange, red, pink, purple, burgundy, turquoise, and other shades of blue shot through with yellow and pink. It was just a blaze. All the wherever you are in Blighty in the UK, on all your Facebook pages and whatever, you know, social media platform of your choice, you'd have had people taking pictures, even people who are just really crap with cameras, haven't got a clue what they're doing, it's just their phone. You could not fail to take a spectacular picture of that sky. That was a celestial delight. It was incredible. It was just a complete conflagration, the most beautiful burning sky you can imagine. It wasn't an explosion, it was a painting across, you know, the horizon and rising, you know. It was awesome. And because the full moon carries on, I kind of expected the same thing today. So I was out before with the dog doing the big dog walk. My dog on a harness with a lead. I unclipped the lead, left the dog run around, and boy did she have some fun. Yeah, she's a slut. Her name's Roxy. Roxy by name, Roxy by nature. What a dirty ticket she turned out to be. She found this great big 1-year-old staffy who's already a prehistoric size, and he's got 2 more years of growth and filling out to do. And she sought it, she legged it after him. Hey you youngster, I want you. Come on, I'm a cougar. I might look like a husky, but I'm actually a cougar. And much naughtiness ensued in the graveyard as well. Dogs have no respect whatsoever. But she's been done, and he didn't have a clue what he was doing either. He was like, he couldn't believe his luck. Wow, as none of us do at a certain age when we get a lady, you know, we just can't believe we're doing what we're doing. So it's great, and he was really having a good time, but so was she. And so yeah, in the harness, but unclipped, and then I clipped it back up again, and then went to the pub. And that's why this video is actually so damn late. But we were out, and I expected to see this burnished, gorgeous, incredible sort of, I don't know, almost biblical sky. And no, it didn't do it. The sun went, just slowly dipped down, and then was gone. And it was just dark. Where was all the rippling folds, the undulation of, you know, the firmament with all these colours, this sort of, I don't know, smorgasbord of aurora borealis just wrapped around our skies. No, none of it. Nothing at all. Just went dark. Anyway, saw it last night though, and it was to die for. So that's a snow moon and the mega sky. Speaking of skies, what else have we got up there? These Chinese spy balloons. What in the name of fuck is going on there? So you've got people in America like, it's a UFO, it's a UFO. No, it's not, it's a balloon. And it's actually, as we all now know, it's a Chinese spy balloon. Chinese spy balloon, not a Chinese meteorological balloon, which got blown off course. They've worked it all out. You know, you dickheads, you Chinese idiots, do you really think we're going to fall for that? And we got blown off course. It's got all gadgetry and electronics and surveillance equipment on it, and it's actually piloted, not by someone up there, but it's on the ground. They can pilot it, they can remote control it to go wherever they want it to go. And even if that wasn't the case, they said, oh, it got blown off course. Well, they've mapped out. Meteorologists in the know can work out the air currents and backdate them, you know, the wind speed, the wind direction, and this got it should have blown against this and got blown back by that, and they know that thing was actually controlled to go over into Canada and then down to above the skies of Montana. Montana, by the way, is the place that this guy longs to see his days out in. Yeah, I want to get a ranch in Montana. That's what I want. I've always wanted that. Who knows? Anyone got a ranch for sale? Make it cheap, please. Or I'll come over as a kilted ranch hand, and then I'll do such a good job that the old duffers who own the ranch, when they pop their clogs, they'll leave the ranch to me, you know, in their will. I don't know. But yeah, so a spy balloon. Definitely, they shot it down in the end, of course, but they let it go for quite some time, which I found a little bit surprising. They're kind of going like, yeah, let's just see where you intend to go. Because we can cloak, we know where you're going, and we can cloak all of our stuff, you know, before you get there. So you ain't going to see shit, basically. And but the Chinese, of course, there was going to be a big civic visit, a big diplomatic visit by an American who I have forgotten who it was, but doesn't matter, because he's not going there now. They cancelled it because of all this. And China's saying, you know, well, we shouldn't let this ramp up tensions. Were you fucking sent over a spy balloon? What do you think's going to happen? What do you really think is going to happen? Not just one, because another one suddenly hove into view across the skies. And it was down in Latin America, wasn't it? Now, I've not heard too much about that one. That one, to my knowledge, has not been shot down. But so maybe it's still there. And where's that going to be heading towards? I mean, think about it. A fucking spy balloon. You've got satellites. What they say about these spy balloons is that because they can get lower down. That was a bit unexpected there, but you know, we'll allow it. This is the score for Outland. Peter Hyams' fantastic Sean Connery Western in Space, Outland. Scored by the maestro, Jerry Goldsmith. And it's a wonderful, wonderful score and an extremely brilliant movie, which I still have yet to review and do a watch-along party for, as many people keep reminding me. Because I said a long time ago, Outland's coming soon. This is about 12 months to 18 months ago, and I still haven't done it yet. I will. I genuinely, sincerely promise you I'm going to do Outland in the full kilted fashion. It's going to be a watch-along party, and it'll be a big, full-length review as well. Gotta do it now, haven't I? Where was I going with that? So yeah, spy balloons, you know, you've got satellites up there, and they can pinpoint things very, very, you know, almost finitely. But the way that they take imagery and they gather data is different from something in the higher atmosphere, which can actually pick up, you know, sort of signals and communications and people talking on radios and stuff. So they can get all this sort of chitter chatter and really pinpoint individuals moving around and all that. So, because if you look at that balloon, it had a vast sort of array, almost like it was Vangelis was in the balloon, and he had all his keyboards all around. It was like it was literally, you know, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, you know, the alien conversation thing. It was all keyboards up in the higher atmosphere. But it was obvious as well. So, but they must have known they weren't going to get away with that. And this is the sort of thing that you think, well, you didn't get away with it, but you must have known you wouldn't get away with it. So why did you do it in the first place? Knowing this was going to happen. What's the end game there? And I find that the most intriguing part. Not that he sent one over, because you wouldn't know. There could be hundreds of these bastards floating around in the upper atmosphere, recording us having a sly wank in the back kitchen. You know, there could be all sorts of things going on. Oh, not me. I mean, some of you guys, obviously. But you don't know what's up there. So to let this thing be so obvious and then make it was all over the news and all that, and Biden didn't seem too bothered. Does Biden ever seem bothered about anything? You can't even go up the fucking stairs of Air Force One. He fell over about 3 times the other yesterday. Did you see that? Figurehead. Then they don't have a finger on the button. They don't do anything. There's only one guy in the world with his finger on the button, and that's Kim Jong Un, whatever his fucking name is. You know, that big with his fucking North Korean flat top. You know, that fucking bozo. But that guy actually has the ability to go into a room and go, I'm going to end the world. He can do it because his people won't stand in his way. Because if they do, he's got people that will kill those people. And they let him go through and press the button. Putin can't do it. Whatever jokers we've got in this country can't do it. And the American president can't do it. No one else in the world can do it. They've got to go through certain channels. So, but he, North Korea, he can. So, but it beggars belief as to what China thought they were going to gain from this. China, lest we forget, unleashed, you know, that wonderful societal, you know, embracing pandemic of COVID-19. Yes, they did that. And what price had they paid? Nothing. I remember vowing about 2 years ago. We were about to come out of the lockdown, I think, the first lockdown. And that's it. I'm never eating Chinese food again. Ever. Love Chinese food. I love it. I've eaten probably about 3 or 4 tons of Chinese food since then. But I'm not happy about it. I love it, but I'm not happy about it. Shouldn't happen. The world, folks, is a mess. The world has always been a mess. Got to remember that. The only thing that's different now is that we've got the power to see what's happening in other countries, and we have immediate news. Well, slanted news. At the press of a button, it's 24/7. It's immediate. Whether it's fake, whether it's coerced, whether it's whatever it is, it's there. So we're aware of stuff taking place all the time. Whereas you go back 200 years, you had to send telegrams, you had to send carrier pigeons, you know, attach a note to an arrow and fire it, you know. People didn't know anything. It took months for any kind of news to gather any steam, you know. But people still hated people. Countries still didn't get on. People still disputed borders. Certain countries, and I'm sitting in the middle of one right now, try to control the world, take over the world, colonize the world. With look how well that worked out. Ain't so good, you know. What you sow, so shall ye reap. I've got to try and pick better slogans to try and recite in future, easier ones. But yeah, so the world has always been volatile, always been wars and strife, conflict, persecution, genocide. It's always happened. Always, and it probably always will, unless we get some kind of, you know, fantastic alien intervention which changes us, like the day the air stood still. You know, Klaatu and Gort, his big robot, will arrive in their big shining, shimmering flying saucer on the White House lawn and issue their ultimatum. You know, if you guys don't watch your P's and Q's, stop your warring ways, we're gonna come back. And we're going to blow you into oblivion, you know? It'll take something like that to change man. And even then, I don't think we'd change, because man is just like that. He's volatile. He's tribal. It's in his DNA. And where did that DNA come from? God, it's great though, isn't it? It's great. This whole magazine edition is meant to be shooting the shit. Just whatever comes into mind, just we're going to talk about it, see where it goes. I have no idea where man came from. I was brought up to believe in, evolution. Charles Darwin. I definitely see evidence of Darwinism being totally correct. Things have evolved. You can see it. And they're evolving still. But man doesn't fit into that quite so well. And then you've got all the religion thing, you know. I just brushed over that whole religion thing, you know. Christianity, Judaism, and, you know, Hebrews and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, and Islam. You know, I don't know. And without wanting to cause any offence to anybody at any particular denomination, I don't care either. I don't give a fuck. Whatever you believe in, if you believe in it and you get some kind of comfort and solace from that, hey, brilliant. And I agree with you. If you're happy with that, that's great. So you're not hurting anyone. Don't you hurt anyone. And don't you ram that rhetoric down anyone else's throat. If you like it and you agree with it, you stick with it. And you abide by its rules. Because by and large, every religion is stoking the fires of peace, not war. It's funny how it always gets turned around. People twist and manipulate the doctrines, you know, and the scriptures into war and horrible atrocity. And they all do it. They all do it. That alone makes me think, well, screw that then. I love fairy stories. I just don't happen to believe in any of those godly deity fairy stories. Oh, we've travelled some distance already, haven't we? That's the point. That's the point of these Monday magazine videos. It's where we just don't care. You just say what's on your mind, get it off your chest. Well, obviously, I'm doing it. You can always comment below and let me know. But, oh, and below, I just found this. There's one deity I have massive faith in. But yeah, the world has always been at strife, and it probably always will be, humankind-wise. The animal life, animal kingdom, the natural world moves in cycles and in sync with every other species. Works. The food chain works. The ecology works. What doesn't work is us people. We don't work. We go in and we pollute, we corrupt, we destroy. That's what we do. But we also bring the arts and society and civilization. Okay, yeah, okay. We can believe that. Whilst we're in our little tiny lifeline that we've got, we can believe that. And a lot of us do a lot of good. A lot of us do a lot of bad. But the vast majority of us don't do much of anything. We just exist. I think at the end of the day, at the end of your days, you want to be able to look back on your life and think, I did that. I did something. I changed a way of people thinking. I created this. I helped people do this. I looked after animals. I helped the environment. I did something productive, something creative, something inspiring, which didn't destroy and didn't upset, only helped. Wouldn't that be great if we could all do that? I think there'll be plenty of people that really will look back on their lives and think, oh, shit. Well, there's a big list of wrong decisions. Bourbon and bad choices, you know. We all make bad decisions. We all make bad choices. All of us. I do on a daily basis. We all do. We all do. But I think, in essence, the majority of us certainly want to do the right thing. But society as a whole drives you into such blinkered, just horrible, stymied tunnels where there's no sort of leeway. There's no way to move. You're stuck and you're driven down a certain path because society's thrust you in that direction because you don't have another way out. Note to self. Next Monday magazine, Kilt-Man, try and keep it light. Okay, we put the world to rights. God, it'd take more than Kilt-Man to do that. Okay, we've done spy balloons, we've done the snow moon, mega sky. Okay, yeah, there is a little one here. I wanted to always put in a peeve of the week. I think I've just done it, haven't I? The peeve of the week is people. Mankind. Peeve of the week is boots. Boots. I don't mean the chemist. I mean boots. The thing you put on your feet. Your boots. I wear boots all the time. I do not wear shoes. I do not wear trainers. I wear boots. And I have in this mansion. Oh, I was going to try and pluck a figure out of thin air for how many boots I've got. I'm like Imelda Marcos. I've got the amount of footwear that I've got. Motocross boots, snow boots, mountain boots, paratrooper boots, jungle boots, desert boots, multiple combat boots, pirate boots, reenactment boots. I've got knee-high, suede, Cherokee sort of moccasin boots, Apache boots. I've got Snake Plissken's boots from Escape from New York. Oh my God! I've got so many boots. But the problem is, boots fall apart. I was in the Marines, as you know, and the old adage, of course, look after your boots and your boots will look after you. And a good pair of boots you've looked after should last a lifetime. That is a complete fucking lie. They will not, well, they don't fucking last a lifetime in my life anyway. And I do look after my boots. Right, I'm going to show you these boots right now. Right. Can you see? See those there? Can you see this? Coming adrift. Right, let's get that one up as well. The other boot there. Oh, well, I can't be arsed. But the toe of that, and these are proper hiking boots. These are good quality hiking boots. I got these back in, when was it? It was our wedding anniversary and we were in Llandudno, and it was October last year. It's now only the start of February the following year. So, and I wear these boots a lot. I look after these boots a lot. I clean them. I get all the stuff out of the grooves and all that. And I treat them. And they're fucking falling apart already. Every pair of boots that I have, they will either develop, I seem to walk. For those of you that know Outland, this is the music that Goldsmith composed for the sex tubes in the recreation room, the nightclub in Outland. They have these people in a sort of floating sort of what are those lava lamps, like sort of like blue lava lamps, and they're just goosing each other in these for the entertainment of the people who aren't even watching. They're just getting drunk at the bars, and these people are shagging their asses off like in these tubes to this sexy Goldsmith orgasmic music. But my boots fall apart, and I walk on the outsides of my feet. Sorry, I'm saying I seem to walk on the outsides of my feet. So if you looked at my heels, they kind of slope like that because I'm walking on the outside, so the outsides get worn up like that. Even really super strong boots where you think, oh God, nothing's, they're impervious, they're steel toe cap, they've jungle boots, got a steel shank running through them. US Vietnam issue jungle boots have Panama soles, great big grips on them. I've had so many of those with a steel shank running through it, and the point of that was to stop the stakes going, the booby traps of Viet Cong and the NVA were putting in the jungles, going through the boot. They would put like a bullet, a 7.62 bullet in the ground on a pin, so that when you stepped on it, it would push the bullet down and the pin would fire the bullet through your foot. So these plates were designed to protect your feet. Yeah, I've had so many pairs of them, which have fallen apart, completely fallen apart, in way less than their proper lifespan should be. does my head in. It does my feet in as well. So these, which have been my current favourite boot for like taking the dog out and just, you know, mooching about. Not particularly going over rugged mountains, although they are built for that. But quite clearly, they cannot fucking combat walking on concrete and in the cemetery round the back, or in the park, or on the beach. They're fucking coming away. Shite. And the thing that gets me really, really, really badly about boots like this, with their vulcanized and rubberized soles and that, air bubbles. You don't want an air bubble in your blood when you're coming up from deep water, an embolism. You don't want that. And you don't want it in your rubberized sole of your boot. Why? Because when you're walking, it goes wah, wah, wah. And in some cases, it sounds like a real bad squeaky fart. So you're walking down the street, wah, 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 like you're doing the quack fart. Your arse cheeks are rubbing together and you're letting the it's a long, slow fart being loosened by each movement of the buttocks. It's your fucking boot that's doing it. Oh my God, it drives me up the wall. And I suffer this all the time. I will buy new boots. I'll get some new fantastic moccasin boots. Oh yeah, we're like a sort of like a Jack Burton sort of flap where you can put your knife down the side of it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I still want the Jack Burton boots, by the way. But within 2 or 3 weeks of me owning those, and only maybe their third outing, suddenly, what the fuck? Am I cursed? Is it just me? I don't know anyone else that goes through this dilemma with boots, but it's me. So my pet peeve right now this week is boots in general. Unless it's Caroline Munro wearing thigh-length, suede, high-heeled boots. Even now, she's an old girl now, but my God, Caroline Munro. Okay. All right. So, okay, we're gonna finish now on the score for the week, the movie score for the week. What's gonna flavour Kilt-Man's week, and it's gonna become an earworm for you guys. Right. Okay. That's as if the sex tunes from Outland haven't already done that. Let's have a little look, shall we? Well, I think we're going to go for John Carpenter. What a surprise. Some people are going, oh, obviously. Assault on Precinct 13. You know it. You love it. 1977, 76, 77. The film didn't do well in America, but it London Film Festival, it cleaned up. And it did well in the UK. Well enough to put John Carpenter's name on the map around Europe and back in America. And Assault on Precinct 13, a western, a modern western, is outstanding. And the music, there's DJs even now are still using the bass line from the main theme. And it's like, they will remix it and revamp it and put it into other stuff. It has become an absolute template for great pulsating dance tracks. Yeah, and John Carpenter did that. So let's go on to, okay. This is the remixed newer album. I've got the original soundtrack as well, but I do like the polished extended version that's on this. It's mean. It's fat. That's fat with a PH. I don't know what that means. But it's fat. It's brick hard. It's severe. It's brazen. It's so solid. And it's all the, you got the which is like reeds, like bamboo reeds being like slapped like a ruler across the end of a desk. You go, you go wah, wah, wah. And you got that echoing, trilling sort of organ back piece. But it's that driving. And then you get the secondary theme comes in, which is just the high and then low synth. So endlessly cool. And there's an earnest quality to it as well. The film does have a last stand in it, and but the characters who survive, this is still their theme, and it's just so electrifying. It's so brave. It's anti-heroic. Just so fucking cool. Isn't that just so delicious? It's so delicious that we ain't going to just stop there. We're going to play another couple of tracks. You know you want to hear it. Well, you're going to. Don't worry, you're going to. That's the main theme. You have a character called Napoleon Wilson, played by the great Darwin Jostin, his name is. He's now deceased. He's also in John Carpenter's The Fog as well. And he plays an inmate, a prisoner on death row, basically, who will end up being one of the film's heroes when the street gangs converge on the defunct, deserted police precinct 13, with only a couple of coppers in there and a couple of criminals and a couple of secretaries who've got to defend the place with minimal weaponry against an army of cutthroats, bandits and Latino, Chicano bastards. And this is Napoleon Wilson's theme. It's the same main theme, but played slightly differently. It's effortlessly cool. When you walk out of your house, you walk down the street, you go and catch a bus, you go and get the train. Good luck, by the way, because in this country, trains are always on strike, And there's no point leaving the house because you've got no work to go to. And don't bother going to the doctor for a sick note because they're all on strike as well. But when you're strutting down the street, put your earphones in. Oh, mate, nothing compares to this. John Carpenter's beat, it's irregular. There's a strong beat there and a strong rhythm, but it's bum, 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 bum. It's almost like it's a heartbeat, but with a heart murmur at the same time. But it's a heart murmur that's got fucking kryptonite in it, Or Napoleon Wilson it's called. How about Napoleon Dynamite? This is an extended version of that original cue. As I say, I've got several versions of Assault Precinct 13, but I've got the original recording which John Carpenter did, and I've got this revamped, remixed version from John Carpenter and his longtime musical collaborator Alan Howarth. And if I'm honest, both rock but this, because it's extended and it's crisper and it's more, there's more oomph to it, kind of gets me going more. So that was Napoleon Wilson. Now we're going to get a variation on that main theme again, and I'm going to go to a track called The Windows. That's a quote from the movie. It's called that. And what it is, that's when they freed 2 of the prisoners and given them a couple of guns, but the attack is coming in, and it's a great centerpiece, sort of set piece battle in the movie, where the street gang coming through all the windows, they're coming through the tunnels, they're coming down the corridors, and they're trying to hold them all off at once, and it's just electrifying. It's called The Windows. Here we go. I love this. And this. They're all getting ready. It's a hunting rifle, a sniper rifle, a shotgun, a Magnum P57, a 44, and the gangers come in, and they're all they've got different rooms. The high-pitched wail, like a siren. It's delicious. When I was a kid, when I first saw PC-13, when I was a kid, oh my god, the action, the atmosphere, and this music. And then he did Halloween and The Fog, and I was like, my god, this guy. And then he did Escape from New York, and then The Thing. Mind blown. And then he did Vampires and Ghost of Mars and Village of the Damned. But he still created Snake Plissken. Nothing can ever take that away from John Carpenter. He created Snake Plissken, but Kurt Russell made Snake Plissken. Actually, this is quite a lovely theme as well. It's called Julie, because Julie, who's also in Halloween, played by Nancy Loomis, gets killed during the shoot. You don't see her die, but they just, after the big shootout, they look around and there's Julie lying there dead. And this is like the heartbreaking theme. But screw that. We'll end on the main theme again, because I want this in your heads. So folks, this has been the Monday magazine. I actually started it with thinking I've got nothing to say. I'd hastily thrown a couple of things down. Oh no, what have I done? I've turned it off. I wrote a couple of things down there. Just threw it together, thinking, oh, this will be a 5-minute video. Got nothing to say. And then evolution, religion and China got in the way. As you'll find, they do in all walks of life. Anyway folks, I want to welcome all of the new subscribers to the channel, of which there's been quite a lot lately, and which is great. I'm absolutely elated to have you on board. Elated. I hope you enjoy what's on the channel. You're getting a crash course right now as to what this sort of thing is all about. Whiskey. It's all about whiskey. And trying to get away with playing movie scores without getting blocked as well. Folks, I will definitely do a big review of Outland. I will definitely do a watch-along party for Outland. I will do a watch-along party in the next few days. Not sure what it's going to be. You're all going like, well, how about Outland, Kilt-Man? No, I'm going to work towards that. But I'll do something. I want to just grab a movie, lash it in. So for me, it's going to be like, oh, I'm not prepared for this. I'm just going to put the movie in, and then, but you guys will be briefed when I've recorded it. I've done a watch party for this. So, 3, 2, 1, press play, and you all put the movie on at the same time that I've put it on. So we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. But instead of a film that I've bigged up for ages, and I'm going to talk about this, I just want to go on the shelves and go, I sort of like blindfolded, put it in, 3, 2, 1, press play. What? Gone with the Wind? Fucking no. Finding Nemo? Jesus. Jojo Rabbit? All great films, by the way. All great films. None of which am I going to do a watch-along party for. This is in your head right now. And it will be for a long time to come. Hey, gee, ain't I a stinker? And the great lines from this movie. You're pretty fancy, Wilson. As in Napoleon Wilson, the criminal who turns hero. You're pretty fancy, Wilson. I have moments. The film, the script is it's old Howard Hawks, Western. Strong women, great dialogue, snappy dialogue, great one-liners. Almost every line is quotable. Carpenter was definitely king. No, he was never just a king. He was a god. He was a god. Throughout the late 70s and early 80s, Carpenter ruled. And no matter how much he may have lapsed now, selling off all his prized commodities, just so he can play more video games and smoke more and bifters and drink more and then go on tour. I mean, if music's still great, but movie making, that stopped a long time ago. But that run of classics, that's unparalleled. Absolutely unparalleled. Crossing genres of action and thriller, sci-fi, fantasy, horror. My God. There ain't no one to beat John Carpenter in his heyday. No one, I tell you. Anyway, folks, I have been or shall be Kilt-Man. Please keep it Celtic, keep it Celtic. Be happy in this forever crazy meantime and, oh God, Chinese interloping, surveillance ballooning in between time. And keep it Kilty, keep it Celtic. And if you can't be anything else, just be yourselves. I'm going to see it all. Leaders. I'm knackered now, to be honest. Woo! Monday magazines! Who'd have thought? It's a workout!